If you're going to go push your body to the extreme at anything, whether it's drugs, training, nutrition, the best time to do it is while you're young, and the younger the better.
And so Larry Wheels says, well, after thinking about it, when it comes to drugs, training, nutrition, the best time to do it's when you're young. Coach Greg, in today's video, Larry Wheels, I don't know if I agree with this answer. He's on the Nile Naga podcast. They bring up Sam Sulek's name. They say, hey, Larry Wheels, do you agree with all the super supplements, the health consequences, what Sam Sulek's doing to his body? What do you think of that?
In regards to like Sam Sulek, like what he's doing bodybuilding wise, do you happen to have any thoughts on that?
Larry Wheels responds with, And so for 10 seconds, he's not sure what to say, but wait till you see his answer.
If you're going to go push your body to the extreme at anything, whether it's drugs, training, nutrition, the best time to do it is while you're young, and the younger the better.
And so Larry Wheels says, well, after thinking about it, when it comes to drugs, training, nutrition, the best time to do it's when you're young. You know, when you're perhaps 17, 18, 19, that's the time to get it rocking. You go, because when you're young, you can recover, you're strong, healthy, and so let's blast faster than last time. And so I don't know if that was the best answer he could have given. But remember, Larry's giving you his honest, unbiased, and unfiltered opinion. And in his opinion, it's better to blast steroids at a younger age rather than an older age. Now, I, for one, totally disagree. I believed it to be the exact opposite. But just because I believe this is the case doesn't mean it's necessarily true. And so let's hear the rest of his answer.
Because his body is so resilient now, right? He can withstand a lot of torment. The human body is strong, right?
And so the younger, the better. You know someone else who did it very young? Chris Bumstead, 18 years of age, now has over 20 million followers, one of the most famous bodybuilders of all time. In some cases, at least popularity-wise, fame-wise, younger is in fact better. And he does have a point. When you're 18, 19, 20, if you do a bunch of shit to your body, of course you're younger and healthier and you can handle it more. But does that mean you actually should? And remember, Larry Wheels is talking physically. Physically, when you're young and healthy, you can handle the drug abuse a lot better than when you're older. But what about the mental? Larry Wheels was not asked about the mental approach to this. And I'm telling you, when you're young, before the age of 25, when you have not even developed 100% neurologically, do you really think that is the best time to start abusing performance-enhancing drugs? I'm telling you, from the bottom of my heart, it's the worst time possible. We're not talking about Leonardo DiCaprio dating women. It's not the younger the better.
And sure, I dealt with sides, and it was uncomfortable, and it was definitely dangerous because I wasn't educated. I should have been using what I was using, doing what I was doing.
And so listen, Larry is not discounting how dangerous it is. He's saying there were side effects, there was dangers, it wasn't good, it wasn't healthy. But when you're young and resilient, that's the time you can withstand it the most. But listen to my counter argument. When you're young, that is when you're the most resilient and you can make the most gains with nothing whatsoever. When you're 18, 19, 20 years of age, do you really think you need to take performance-enhancing drugs to make gains? You're going to make the gains regardless. And so why would you add extra things into the mix when you're already going to make gains without absolutely anything?
Definitely dangerous because I wasn't educated. I should have been using what I was using, doing what I was doing.
And he also says he wasn't educated on it. When you're young, 17, 20, 21 years of age, how much could you possibly know about steroids? When I was that age, I never knew what steroids could do. I didn't know the dangers. It took me years to learn about this. I studied steroids for multiple years before I ever took them. By the time I took my first ever steroid, I knew more about them than the majority of IFBB pros who are taking them right now. I had researched harder than last time. And what you don't have when you're young is experience. How much training do you have? How much knowledge could you have acquired? All you do is know, I want this right now. I'm young, I want to be bigger. Well, you haven't thought it through. You can't possibly know what's going to do long term. And for many people who use steroids, they don't even enjoy training. By the time they're 25, they've given up. And so imagine you've abused performance-enhancing drugs. You perhaps have done irreversible damage. And for what? Because you went through a phase where you want to get jacked to get some girl? Really? You should wait. If you're not sure, 100% sure that you want to do it, you need to wait. If you're on the fence, the answer is no, a resounding no.
Imagine if I decided now, right, for the first time to use gear, how things would turn out differently versus when I was 17.
Yeah, if he had decided to use gear for the first time now, they'd be a lot better. Larry Wheels would not have been injured all those years. He wouldn't have torn his bicep, wouldn't have hurt his hamstring, and he would have made significant progress while being 100% natural. And you know of a bodybuilder, somebody who's quite successful, who never used steroids as a teen or in his 20s? Me, this guy, I didn't. I was 100% natural. I trained natural, did 42 bodybuilding competitions, did a number of powerlifting meets, 100% natural before taking performance enhancing drugs. And I did that at an older age. And guess what? Because I had so much knowledge, because I had read more than frickin' last time, I did not use crazy doses when I started. And I took on these risks after knowing the possible consequences. I was older. And guess what? I'm now 48. Do I look 48? Some of you like to say, yeah, you look 60, you look 105, whatever. For the most part, most people say I look a lot younger and a lot healthier than most people who are my own age. And that is despite the fact I abused performance enhancing drugs for 10 years. And so I do believe I offer a great counter argument to this theory of saying you should start taking steroids when you're very young, that's when you're most resilient. I say it's the exact opposite. Wait until you're older. And for the most part, the majority of you, if you wait until you're older, guess what? You're never even going to do it. You're going to look back and say, wow, I'm so happy I listened to Coach Greg. When I was 18, 19, 20, I really wanted to use steroids. I saw Sam Sulek. I wanted to look like him. And so I went on steroids. But then I watched a Coach Greg video. He said to wait. And because of that, I waited. And now I'm 30. I've been training for 10 years. Guess what? I don't need it. I only was going to succumb to that because of the pressures from social media. I thought I had to have that massive physique to get a girl. But I didn't. I realized it was more to me than just my exterior shell. It's what's on the inside that counts. There's so much pressure to fit in, to look amazing, to be shredded, to look like He-Man. But it's not going to be enough. It'll never be enough. No matter how much muscle you put on, no matter how many steroids you take, it's not going to be enough. So don't take them in the first place.
Not that I'm saying if you're a teenager, you should use gear, but that's, as a fact, that's the time when you're going to be the most resilient.
And so he's saying, I'm not saying as a teenager you should use gear, but I'm saying that's when you're the most resilient. But it's also when you're the most anabolic and when you're the most impressionable and when you have the most chance of developing undesired mental changes that occur from using anabolic steroids.
Also, when you're going to be the most ambitious. I mean, who as a 18-year-old kid or 21-year-old kid is not motivated to take over the world?
Exactly. At 18 years of age, you're already the most ambitious. You already have the capabilities to train harder than ever before, and you don't need steroids to do so. And think of it, progressive overload. When you're 18, you have not trained for 10 years. Unless you trained at 8, I only started training at 10. Most people haven't been training that long. And so as you get older, you have to continually push yourself even more than ever before. And so why not do it natural? And over the course of years, you can then progressive overload and keep training harder. When you're young, training hard is easy. When you get older, it's going to be harder. We got young men right now in their 20s thinking they need HRT. Oh, I'm a little bit tired now. I'm 28. I have a little bit of brain fog. I'm trying to work hard. I have a 40-hour week. I need HRT. No, you don't. You're just going through life. Life will present itself several ups and downs. You need to get used to it.
I'm still ambitious now, but that hunger, the energy I had just day to day was so much more back then. It's definitely died down a bit.
Larry says that energy, that hunger I had back then, it has died down since then. You know why? Because back then, he was abusing performance-enhancing drugs. Had he have been natural back then and added performance-enhancing drugs now, he would have more energy now. He'd be more ambitious now. He'd be stronger now. And his body would have less wear and tear. When you take steroids, you become superhumanly strong. Your joints were not made to be able to lift all that weight. When Larry Wheels is squatting over 800 pounds at 20 years old, bench pressing 600 pounds, his body not made to be that strong. And so the more years, the wear and tear you get on your body from using steroids, from being that strong, the worse the damage is in your body. And you won't realize this until you get older. Larry Wheels already beginning to realize that. And so the answer, everyone, young people watching this, is to wait.
Especially once you start living a comfortable life, right? You're not as hungry as someone like maybe Sam is, or the next kid that's trying to make it in the industry that's maybe living on the poverty line.
And so clearly, Sam is not living on any poverty line. If Sam is not making at least $250,000 million a month, I would actually be surprised. Sam, to me, is arguably the most popular fitness person in the entire world. I know you're thinking Chris Bumstead, but I would argue that more people are watching Sam Sulek right now than even Chris Bumstead.
He sure is pushing the boundaries and he's taking a risk, but no risk, no reward.
And so Larry Wheels is saying, yeah, he's pushing the boundaries, but no risk, no reward. Yet Sam Sulek has not even entered a bodybuilding competition. He hasn't even competed. He's already got over 2.5 million followers. He already has amazing physique. And so why should he keep pushing boundaries? What purpose would that serve? How long can he keep going? Can he keep building that physique from age 21 to 22? Sure. 22 to 23? Probably. 25? Yeah, I think so. What about 31? I'm not so sure. Is he going to be healthy at 31? What about 41? I doubt it. And so is it in fact worth it? Maybe. I'm sure at the time it's always worth it. Remember, I was 21 years old. I did a whole bunch of crazy, stupid shit that I regret. But remember, you can't rewind the clock. You can't go back in time. And so I'm certain it's very difficult for someone like Sam to slow down. I'm sure it's hard for those of you who are following him that want to look like him to say no to steroids, to say no to chocolate milk, bulking up and cutting and so on. And once you've done this, once you've gone on steroids, you can never take that back. And so please, wait. If anything, the message I'm trying to make is to wait. If you're unsure, don't do it.
He has the right mixture of charisma and creativity, I think, to get to the top of the industry.
And so Larry has the charisma, the creativity to get to the top of the industry. He's already at the top. Literally, he's up here. He's got more followers. He's got more people watching them than I think anybody.
Only time will tell if his health is going to hold up. I think just because how young he is, it will.
Well, it will until it won't. It will until it won't. It's great until it's not. You're healthy until you're not. And so, yeah, he's healthy right now. But will he be healthy forever? Will he have any regrets? And I'm telling you, no one has regrets until they do. You don't regret what you're doing until you do regret it. And so please don't take steroids. Think twice. Remember, I'm not doing this to shit on Larry Wheels or Sam Sulek. I'm just trying to convince you to please wait and don't take performance-enhancing drugs. Interested in natural, harder than last time supplements? You can get them on my website. Don't forget code Greg, 10% off. We have things like GO2 Max. We have G-Test to boost your testosterone. We have creatine, protein powders, protein bars, Delta Sleep, liver support. We have so many things. Just head over to my website and check it out. If you got no money, it's cool. We got you covered. Free diet and training program. It's free. What do you have to lose? Subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algorithm. Like the video. If you like this video, watch one of those 2 bloops. And of course, if you want to get the harder than last time clothing line, you can get that. My Circle Diet book, my likes, or how to lose weight, keep it off for the rest of your life, and Cookbook 3.0. You got to get the book. PDF or hard copy. So many books, different price points. Head over to the website, code Greg, 10% off. Click the link in the description. And until next time, I am out.